we can deal with that, but I'm not sure it's something we will deal with today.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
no problem.
that's why you guys have mentors. So within the week, you should be able to reach out to your mentor and ask questions, right?
Okay.
Mhm. We don't have everybody here.
I'm sure they'll still comment. Maybe some wanting to connect. Yeah.
So we'll have to start then.
All right. Okay. All right.
Okay. Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to be handling the class today, like I said before. If some of us, if we have gone through our table of contents, you must have seen something like infrastructure as a code, right? Chris shared that document with us, right? I hope I'm not talking to myself. Sunday.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you are right, sir.
Okay.
Just trying to recall.
Okay. So we are going to be focusing on the infrastructure as code. So we have some ways we can create resources in Azure. We can either do that on the GUI, that's the portal, or we can do, the GUI or the portal. What we've been doing before now is creating VMs, storage accounts, other resources using the portal, right? Then at some point,
right? The GUI is different from the portal.
No, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So if you don't call it portal, you call it GUI. So having said that, we have been using portal. There are some companies they want you to create some of their resources using the portal, but it's not every company. Most of the companies today uses infrastructure as code. So we have Bicep. That Bicep is basically for Microsoft Azure. ARM templates, Azure Resource Manager templates, is basically for Microsoft Azure. But we have Terraform, which I'm not going to be talking about today. Terraform is cloud agnostic. You can use it in any cloud environment, right? Now, I'm going to take us on ARM templates. The company I work for, we use ARM templates. We use Terraform as well. We are not using Bicep, but we are using Terraform. We are using ARM templates. Most of the times we use ARM templates. Now, why you need to know about ARM templates is because it's more easier for you to deploy or provision resources to Azure environments without, it doesn't take the time it takes when you are using the Azure portal. So if we remember, Chris, he taught us how to use a CLI, right? Cloud Share to create resources. Yeah? We still remember. Yeah. So this is one of those ways we can automate our deployments. You just do it. You don't have to go through the portal to create your resources. You saw how easy it's were to use a CLI to create resources in Azure. So we are going to be discussing more on ARM templates because it's one of the easiest way to create resources, multiple resources in Azure. Like if you're working for a company that's, okay, they want you to provision about 5 or 7 or more than 7 virtual machines. Do you prefer to be doing it one? If you are doing it on the portal, you'll be doing it one. When this one completes the deployment, you start another one all over again. You continue doing it until maybe it's 20. So you discover that it will consume lots of time, right? But when you have it in a code, the only thing is just run the necessary command and it will create it once for you. That's one of the essence of using ARM templates. So we have some things within ARM templates that we are going to discuss about, but we are going to focus our attention on the resources. We have, I'm going to open the portal, share my screen.
So the ARM template you're talking about is just like the CLI, like just like an easy command to create resources, right?
I would say yes and no. Because why I would say yes and no is we have for CLI, we didn't talk about creating modules with CLI, right? You can create modules that will be reusable for that CLI. But why we are not going to be focusing on that part is almost the same thing. Why we are not going to be focusing on it is because most companies, they want you to, what they want you to do is you use something like PowerShell CLI to get reports. For instance, now, why I say that for reports, if you want to get the list of all the subscription you have, there are some companies that have over 50 subscriptions. So if you want to get the list of that subscriptions, you don't need to go through the portal to do it. What you will use to get that information is your PowerShell script. Do you understand? But you can still have a module you can reuse anytime to create resources in Azure, modules that you have on your CLI. Does that make sense? So all these things are just to automate your deployment. You want to automate everything. You don't want to be doing it manually, because when you go to the portal, you are doing it manually. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Which one is this? I have two screens. Okay. Which one? Share. Let me know when you can see my screen.
We can.
Okay. So before now, if you want to create a virtual machine, we're doing it here, right? Now I'm going to create one here and show us something about ARM templates. I don't have this. Okay, so let me just okay, let's give it a moment and see what we have. So we are going to leverage the Visual Studio Code, right? We've been using it, so we are going to use it more now. We can use it for any kind of development you are doing, both for this our infrastructure as code. We can use it even for Terraform, ARM templates, Bicep. So let's see what we have when it is great. So we know one of the reasons why we use ARM templates is to automate our deployment, to have an easy way to create resources in Azure without going through the portal. Most of the resources like the company I work for, most of the resources we create, we use ARM templates. Even a resource group, you can use that ARM template to create your resource group as well. So I'm going to open this virtual machine and so this is the JSON file. Any resource you create in Azure, we have this file, right? Any resource you create in Azure, we always have this. No matter how small that resource may be, it will have this. Now, there's something we call API, REST API. Now, when you create any resource in Azure using ARM templates, when it's coming to Azure, it communicates with the endpoint, the API endpoint of that Azure. And that communication, it converts, when you are deploying that, if you are deploying resources, it converts from that ARM template to REST API, and it will be in this form. Does this make sense?
Yes.
I'm just trying to make you understand something you've done before. Then before we enter into using the templates. So all those things you've been creating, you have something like this. All those things you've been creating, you have this JSON file. And whatever we are going to be doing on ARM templates is going to be in JSON file, right? So when you create resources in Azure, I'm looking for where I can download the
yeah, the export templates. Go down automation.
Yeah, it should
Go down,
be
automation.
After task 3.
Yeah, so This is what I was looking for. So we have this, right? So this is how your ARM template looks like. Any question before we go to VS Code? This is how it looks like. So anything you are doing, it must have these parameters, variables, resources. This is where the main place we have whatever we are creating. This is the main place we have whatever we are creating. So having said this, we'll now move to, give me a moment, I'll have to delete this stuff. Okay, so we're going to get my VS Code. Sorry, let me put this over. Please, if you have any question, ask me. Sorry, I'm trying to get my VS Code to the next window. Okay, so here we go. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask. Now, this is what we have seen before. It's not different from what you guys saw before now when Chris was teaching you it and all. So if you don't have ARM templates installed, I will encourage you to go here. When you go here, you type ARM templates. So you see this first one. You see this first one. Please download it. If you want, you can also download this. So you can use it to view whatever you are doing. I think there's another one too for the IntelliSense. Let's see. You can download it now. You can install it now, not download it. Okay. So how many of us knows how to create a folder? I think every one of us should be able to create folder now, right? If you don't know, please.
Please, how do we get to the place to get it on the VS Code?
How do you get to where? Sorry.
Where you said we should download it.
Okay, yeah. So go to this place. See if you can see my cursor. The extensions.
Okay.
Can you see my cursor?
Yes.
So why I want you to download it is you are going to do this in this class when I'm done. So I may just point anyone or give you a classwork and you do it while I'm looking at your screen. So when you go here, should be able to get it. If you don't have it, you won't be able to do whatever we are going to do. So I believe every one of us knows how to create a folder now, right? Okay, so first we are going to create a folder where we are going to keep our codes. It looks like a code, but readable one, right? So I can actually create my folder here. I think Chris taught you guys those ones. KDR. Then this month is October. So when I do this, so when you do this, sometimes you can just do code period. If you enter it, it should take you to this folder, right? It will take you to this folder, but mine may not take me to exactly this folder because I have other things that, well, let's try. So I have other things I was working on before. So I will just close this and look for that folder. So, but this is how you get your folder when you do this. When you create this, this has already been created in my machine, right? So I'll go for it. So you've seen it's already in my machine. So now and this is how we create file. When you come to this, you see this box, you click on it, and any name you want to name it. It depends on what the company you work for wants. But today, I think we are just going to name it templates.json. So anytime you want to work on JSON file, if you don't have this period JSON, it's not going to work. Just like every other language, if you are writing any or if C#, Python, or whatever, Java, and you don't have the extension, you are not going to get what you want to achieve at the end of the day. So you must have .json, whether it's a template file or parameters file. Does that make sense? I believe it does. So now, when you have set this, you have the file where your code is going to be. The next thing is you look for you do AM because of those things are installed. That's why I'm having the IntelliSense. So you can see ARM. This is Azure Resource Manager. So if I click on this, it's going to give me all this. It's going to give me the metadata. It's going to give me other things.
Your screen is too tiny.
It's tiny?
Yes.
Wow.
Or is it because of the black color? Okay.
So is it tiny for everybody?
Yeah, it's tiny. What you do, press
Yes, it is.
Command plus. So hold Command, then be hitting plus sign to keep increasing. Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah,
Is
it
it
looks
okay?
better.
It's a bit better now.
Okay.
Do one more time.
Yeah, I think it's better now.
Okay. So I didn't know that my boss is here now. Okay, so we're going to focus on resources and parameters. Now, all these values you are seeing here for parameters, functions, variables, resources, outputs, they are very important when you are doing anything with infrastructure as code. Even our other infrastructure as codes, we have all these. We have outputs, we have resources, we have variables, we have functions, and we have parameters. But today we are going to focusing on we are going to be focusing on parameters and resources. So now, if you want to parameterize your code, this is where you do it. Then if you want, then for your resources, any kind of resources you are creating in Azure, this is where it resides, inside here. Then there's something we call depend on. It's when you are dealing with anything depends on that you deal with the outputs. And remember, anything you are doing, sometimes even when you have errors, if you come to this place and your terminal, you have the result of whatever the situation is, whether it's good or bad, whether you have errors or not. So, but we're not going to be dwelling on this today. Maybe when my boss is going to take over, he may stress on it the more. So what we are going to be focusing on is resources and parameters for today. So I'm going to remove this. This won't stop us from achieving what we want to achieve. I'm going to remove those two things for now. Okay. Now, when you have this, any code you have as in AMP templates, it must have this. It must. If you don't have this, then it's not going to work. Just like in any other infrastructure as code, like Terraform. If you don't have this, the metadata for that environment you want to deploy or create your resources is not going to work for you. Now, there are some companies, what they do is they have existing templates, so we don't have to be afraid of what we are going to face tomorrow. Maybe when we start working for a company, there are many companies, they have the existing templates. And it's why we are bringing this to these courses, for you to have an idea of what you will face tomorrow, just in case if your company is using AMP templates. Now, I said before that if we are creating resources in Azure with AMP templates, it's before it's created, it's going to be converted to what we call REST API. Now, having said that, if you can see my cursor, just follow my cursor. If you look down here, you see AMP templates outline. Let me click on this. So when you click on this, you have all this. You have the version, you have this schema, you have parameters, variables, and this. Now, any resource you want to create, you can actually get it from here. This plus sign, when you click on it, it's going to bring out resources for you here. So if you don't want to follow my own step and you want to do it this way, you can just click on this and it will show you resources. So I'm sure we are familiar with all this app service plan. We have all these and all that, Windows virtual machine and all. So all these things, we have them. If I want to, I can just click on this first one. When I click on that first one, you see that I have the information here, right? Inside these resources. So if I'm going to be creating app service plan, maybe app service plan that is going to host a web app, this is how I got it here. Now, if I don't want to go through this route, what I would do, I would just remove this and do ARM. Sorry. ARM app. Am I using capital letter? ARM. You can see plan, right? If I want to look for any other resource, maybe storage account, virtual machine, any kind of resource I want to create in Azure. If I just type this here, it brings everything out. The first one we can see there is the AKS, Azure Kubernetes Services, App Gateway, and so on. So now I have, I think what we're going to be creating today, let's create app service plan, app service, web app, and web app service, web app. So now, if I decide to, there's something we call custom deployment. If I decide to take this information and go to, if I just decide to carry this to that custom deployment, I'll be able to create this web app. It's not going to create anyway because there's no app service plan. So whenever you are creating, it's very important to note this. Whenever you want to create something like web app, it needs app service plan. So somebody may ask you, what does depend on mean? Like, what resources can depend on another resource? So there are some resources like that depend on another resource. So if you don't have app service plan, there's no way you'll be able to create a web app because it's hosting this web app. App service plan hosts the web app. App service plan also hosts function app and so many other similar things. So now we're going to be focusing on just web app and app service plan. Now, when you are creating, when you are using your AMP templates, it's also important to note all these brackets. The one that is the coiled one, this one, the block one, how it started and how it stopped. Because if you don't, if you're not careful about it, I'm going to show you what it will give you to what you will have. So you have something like this. If you can see my cursor, you see everywhere red here on the bottom, right? That is what it can cost for you. And you won't be able to deploy, you won't be able to succeed in your deployment. When you have that, you won't. So there's something I was showing us before. If you look at this place, you can see something like I. So this I will give you the connection of whatever. So for instance, if I click on it now, you see the site. This is the web app, but you don't have the app service plan already here. But when we add that, you will see it, you see everything. For virtual machine, if you are creating virtual machine and you have your code here, it will give you the connection. The VM to storage account, or also the virtual network, the IPs and all those things, you see the connection. When you don't have something like this, then you have, maybe something must be wrong somewhere. Does that, when that connection is not properly arranged or aligned, then you discover that there's a problem with your code. Some of us that are developers, I'm sure you are familiar with what I'm saying. So for this, we have parameters. But before I go into parameters, I can just have a moment. Plan. Okay, so we have the app service plan that is going to host our web app. We have it here now. Now, these are all we need for our resources. Any question? No question. Okay, so now, for what we are doing today, I'm not going to be deploying this using my command line. But if you are going to be doing it, maybe when you start working for a company, there's something you have to do first. When your code is ready to be deployed, you have to connect you have to have a connection with your portal, Azure portal. So, and I believe that so many of us will know how to connect to our Azure portal using the terminal, right? So you can do easy login, and this would give me the prompt, and I will get connected. So you can see that I'm inside my Azure account. So this is my subscription ID and all. So you can also do, there are some platforms that will not allow you to use a easy login. You can do connect easy accounts. So you can see it's not working for here. So, but there are some places it's work. So this is what works for me, easy login. It may be the same with you. So now why I just mentioned it is what we are going to do today, we are not going to deploy this here. I'm going to take us to the portal where we can use the custom deployment to do this deployment. But just in case when you start working, this is where you will be doing everything on this command line. All right. So I'm going to now work on my parameters to give a name I prefer. Instead of sometimes if you go to the portal, I'll show you something very quick. So when we go to the portal, if we want to create virtual machine, for instance, when you come here, you see it's asking you a virtual machine name. Now you are the one creating this form by using ARM templates. All this form, yes, this thing is a form, right? Because you are filling it. So this form now, you are the one that is going to create this form. Does that make sense? By using ARM templates. So now I'm going to work on my parameter. If I click either P or new, it will bring out this for me. Today, we are not going to be doing anything with metadata. So I'm going to remove it, right? And let's say let me give this a name, my preferred name. Let's say app service. Okay, web app name. Web app name. So you remove this and do a comma. Let me go back a bit and do a comma. Enter. Do another one new. This one is going to be for app service. App service name. And we remove this. Okay, so when you are looking at this, you see we have something to deal with, and that is, you see this line. You wouldn't want to be seeing this on any of your code, even though it's not red. But there's a way you can remove this. That's why we have our resource and we have our parameters. So now all those places I have web app service plan, I'm going to remove it and use parameter 2 so that I can clear this, okay, I will say this evil that is here. Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll do parameter. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna do this parameter. Oh, and this. So you can see is bringing the options for me. I have app service name because I've already have it. I have it already in my parameter. It's giving me these two options. Which one do I choose? So I'm still dealing with the web app. I'm going to choose this. I don't have to type it because it's already there. So I'll come to this place as well and get rid of this. When I get rid of this, I'll have to add the parameters again. When I have these, so it's giving me the two options again. Then I will choose this. So how is my code looking? It's looking good. But if you go back, we still have some. We have this, the display name, and we have this, and we have this. We still need to remove them. So what I would do, it'll take time to type in. I'm going to use this and replace it here and do the same here. Please, if you have questions, you can ask me. Any other place? I don't think so. Okay, so I'll do a similar thing here.
Hello?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, please, why are you replacing them?
Okay, so why I'm replacing them is because I have, so if you go back up, you see I have my parameter here, and I've been able to define it here. I've been able to define this. So for me to have this work for me, right? I'm going to change all those, like this one, I've not changed this one yet. I don't know whether what I'm saying makes sense to you. So okay. I have defined this already here.
So parameter means web app.
Sorry?
You are saying that parameter kind of is equivalent to web app name?
No, it's not. It's not. I'm just defining this. So before now, if you remember, I said it's, if I don't want, I can just copy I copy everything from this, everything I have inside these resources. If I just copy it and go to my custom deployment, I will have a result. But just to give it the name I want, that's why I'm using the parameters.
Can I chime in, sir?
Okay, go on. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so just thank you, sir. Please, I would like us to ask questions. I know some of you are just watching. Is it magic that is happening? It's not. This is very, very, I know he's a professional, so he's doing it like a pro. But the question you asked is why is it replacing those parameters, right? So I'm just going to tell you the why. Why you use ARM templates, all right, is for one of the reasons, like he mentioned, is automation, right? The second reason is you want to reuse it for reusability, all right? So take for instance, like he's trying to set up an app service with an app service plan, right? So what this means is that we're trying to make it in such a way whereby we can reuse it, okay? Reuse in the sense that tomorrow, when we want to create an app service, okay, what do you need to change? You only change the parameters. That's what he's doing here. All right. So we are now trying to separate the parameters and put the parameter one side. Parameters are things that can change. All right. So, but you notice that these parameters is actually appearing in several places. On line 20, you have a parameter. On line 21, you need to add the parameter. On line 27, a parameter is needed and all of that. So we are trying to do it in such a way whereby we only change the parameter in one place, all right? And then whatever we give the parameter, okay, gets appended any other place that particular parameter is being referenced. Do you understand it? For instance, like line 32 contains the name of the app service plan, all right? Now, because he's trying to create an app service plan on line 28 again here too, you still see the same app service plan one. Now, if you don't use a parameter, if you want to create another app service plan tomorrow, you need to manually change this thing, maybe to app service plan 2. Then anywhere app service plan 1 appears, you change it to plan 2. Now, when you now want to create plan 50, you have to go and manually change it everywhere that thing appears. It's going to be a very, very stressful process. So we now have the idea of putting it in such a way as a parameter so that you only add it one place, right? And then you reference it. So that's what he's actually doing now. So anywhere you see app service plan, he's replacing it with the parameter for app service plan so that if it passes the value once, the value gets added every other place. Not sure if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, Chris, thanks. So like Chris said, the essence of using a infrastructure as code is for reusable purposes. Most companies wouldn't want you to continue stressing yourself going back and forth. So when you have the code, and that's why that Git is very important, you know it, because when you have something like this, you can push this to your Azure DevOps. Somebody else, even if you are sacked, somebody else will come and clone this your code. The only thing the person needs to change is if maybe the naming convention, they want it to be different thing. Just like he said, you change the names and you deploy your code. You don't need to change much. That's why it's reusable. Okay, so now I'm going to fill this out. We have, okay. So we have sorry. Okay. Okay. So just name. Okay. So, can anyone tell me why I'm having this this red? So now, if you want to know why you're having this kind of red, you can just hover wherever you have it. So this place. Can somebody read what we have up there?
Expected a comma.
Okay. So we put a comma. Wait. Yeah. Give me a moment. One. So this is not complete.
I think I've had this issue before. You need to take away the square brackets. It doesn't need it.
Do we have to do that? Okay, yeah. For this, yeah, that's true. This has to go, and we have no. This one have to go to. Then we. No. This starts this. We have one of these. Okay, yeah, we have another of this. So that looks good, right? Yeah. So sometimes you may run into this kind of thing and you will There's one funny thing about templates. It can frustrate your life. I mean, so and it will be just a minor thing. Then you keep on going back and forth. So, but when you understand it, it's very important to pay attention, especially to your errors. When you have errors, read through the errors and understand it. If you do not understand it, you will just stay one place for hours. I've been in that state before. Okay, so this will do the same thing here. I think I'll just have to copy this from here. Here. Okay, then we have this.
So, Sam, what you're doing, anywhere you have a app service plan 1, you change it to the parameters name you gave the app service.
You change it to what you have here.
Yes, I know. Okay, you change it to whatever name you gave the parameters.
Yes, please.
Okay, same as the web app name. Anywhere you have that web app 1, you change it to the web app name you gave the parameters.
Mm-hmm. The main thing is being able to understand what you are doing. Because if you do not understand what you are doing, the concept, then you may be having issues. Trust me. Okay, so we have this on our template file, right? Now, another thing we have that Chris explained before is that parameter file, right? So when you have template file, the next thing that comes is your parameter file. So because this template is going to be reusable, you need that parameter file and you need your template file. Does that make sense? I believe it does. So we are going to add the parameters .json. It must have this extension. Okay, so when we have this, we do before we did this, but since it's now parameter, we have this option. Any question? Any question? Oh, okay, no questions. So when we have this, we need to add the name where that name we want it to be for now. Anytime you want to reuse it, you can change the name. So we have a name and we have the value. So that name will appear like that your form. Storage account name, then you have the value. The value is that name you decide to give to that storage account. Does that make sense? So I'll have, if you go back to my template file, I have this web app name. We'll just grab this, go back and put it here. So I don't know. Do you know why I have this? You may not know. Okay, so I'm supposed to close it with this. When, sorry?
Is it because it's a string?
Yep. Enter this. Enter. We have the value. So which name do we want to call it? Do you want your app, web app name to be October, November, Sunday? Any name works. Anytime you want to change it, you can still change it. That's why it's reusable. So we can just see test web app. Okay, test app. Right. Then the second one is going to be another parameter. I'll go and grab this stuff here. I'll put it here. Then give it post. Okay. So we are good now. Looking at this template, it looks good to me. You see what we have. We have, this is hosting this guy. So this guy depends on this guy. Any question? Okay, so if we take, let's go to the portal, Azure portal, and there I'll show something. If you go to custom deployment, custom. So you can just type templates deployment. This is the same thing. If you can see my cursor, when you click on this, that will take us to this place. And we can generate the common templates. We have some of them here. We can generate a template here, but we just want to use our own. So what I would do right now is when I open this, I have this one, right? I'm just going to go to my AMP template and grab this, the whole of this, copy it, go back to so when I have this, I'll save it. Valid templates. So there is an issue somewhere.
That's I think you pasted the parameter instead of the templates.
Wait. Oh, that's true. Sorry. It's true. I didn't copy the right thing. Okay. Oh, let's save this now. So you can see, right? Up the web app name, all those names we gave to, we have it here. So, but if I want to edit my parameters, it will now fail this one for us. Let's try that. Gonna remove this and grab what we have on our template file. Make a flash, sorry. paste this here. Save it. So you see, it's filled the form for us. I don't have to go and do it. I type anything here because I have it already in my template. Do we have any question? So if we want to test if we have a correct file, we can decide to so let me review and see if we'll have trouble. And create.
Hmm.
So we have given name already exists. So this is why it's not created. Not that our template is we don't have any issues with our templates. So if you can look at this error, the test app already exists. If I remove this, it should be able to create it for us, or we can try it. So it doesn't look like magic or confusion. So grab this again. So I just want to make sure we create this and everybody sees it. And so sometimes if you even want to have multiple, like I said earlier, multiple resources, if you want to deploy multiple, maybe storage accounts, you want to deploy hundreds of them, you can do it once. You can just use a template to do it. There's a way to do it. So when we come back to this place, I need to change this to so okay. Okay, so these are the names. Sunny. Now we're going to deploy this back to see if we have same error again. Is Ebenezer here? I think we have one Ebenezer.
Yeah, he's not here. He said he's. I think he sent a message earlier that he's not coming today.
So you've seen that we're able to deploy this. We have this. Where is mine? So when you are using ARM templates, the good thing is it will tell you when you have even your manager, when your manager comes to this resource group, it will come and see one failed, one succeeded, right? But if you create this, if you go through the portal and create this, you won't have this. You won't have this, Chris. I'm right?
Yes, so because chances are that you rarely have any failure
Yeah.
when you create from the portal, so you will not have failures, but every other thing you will still see that in there, but failures will not, you will not have so many of them.
Okay, so you will see deployments, but you won't see anyone, you won't see any results here, right? That's what you said.
Yes, you will see succeeded, but you will not see any failures.
Okay. So any question?
There should
Any,
be plenty questions.
sir?
I said there should be plenty questions.
Please ask questions. Ask questions. If you go to this site, because is this my internet or what? Okay, so we're able to see this. Our web app is ready for anything we want to deploy, to eat, web jobs, whatever you want to deploy, you can deploy to this web app. So, and so with other resources, we can use on templates to create virtual machine, all those resources Chris taught us, we can use on templates to create all of them. And when you open the JSON file, you discover that there's a bit difference, right? So that was why I said there's a conversion. When you are using on templates, it converts to the REST API of that, using that the provider, this. So this is it. Any question? I'm going to.
Hello, please, you need to take it again. It's just looking somehow strange to us. To me, I don't know to others, so you need to go through it once again.
Where do you want me to start? From the beginning? Mr. Sunday? Or is it Henry that I heard his voice? You want me to go back to it?
Can you hear me?
It's Mr. Harry. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I said from the ARM web app, ARM plan.
Okay, so you know, I was not here explaining some information we have here. How many of us knows what this is all about? This F1. Do you remember? This Q. Do you remember? Mr. Henry. What is F1?
That's the web app name.
F1. How can it be web app name? Sunday. What is F1? Let me open this so I can see your names. Call you by your name.
No idea, Mr. Samuel.
China, no. Was F1. Chizitaram. Correct there. What is F1? George. Olude. Uti. What's F1? This Q.
Is that the resource group?
Can you say it's the resource group? How can you say it's a resource group? It's Q. I hope we do pay attention because I'm sure Chris explained all this. I'm very sure that he explained what Q is all about. Cheesy. Give me a moment. Okay. So that F1 is free tier. You're not seeing it here, but you have, these are the skills we have, right? So most companies, they use this premium. So do you understand what it means now? You want me to go back to SKUs or sizes? I hope you remember you have sizes in a virtual machine. You also have the SKUs.
Yes.
Do you remember now?
Yeah.
Okay. So please read. Okay. Is there any other thing you want me to explain here that is confusing you? Because I want you guys to do the same thing I did. If you're unable to do it, then we are not going to do storage account or any other one until you're able to do this one. So that's why you need to ask questions. Why do we have parameters? Why do we have templates? No questions. Okay, so I want you to, one of you to share your screen and do exactly the same thing I did. Create a new file. Okay, create a folder, create a new, these two files for parameters and templates, then get all this ready for deployment. Then if you have questions, we'll walk you through it because you must learn it. You have to learn it. Or am I confusing you? Why are we all quiet?
Please, can you
Mr.
just
Harry, you
go
can
through
share your
the
screen.
process again, so we can.
Okay.
Mr. Harry, share your screen so that
Okay,
we can use it.
Mr. Henry, share your screen and I'll walk you through it so that
Okay.
it will not look like a magic. Maybe I'm doing wonders. But this is the easiest way to learn it, I believe. But if you don't mind, we can go over it again, and you get used to it. Then at your own convenience, you can do as much other resources as you can. I mean, you don't have to wait for us to come back to class and start stressing on this again.
I think, to me, I would say you should go through it again. I don't know about others.
To use, wait, I'm not seeing the person that is talking. Is this Sunday or Henry?
It's Henry. It's me that said something.
Okay. Okay. So if you want me to go back to it, then I will do that. But if you guys were, okay, I believe you were attentive, but if my boss asks me to go back to it, then I will.
Yeah. So so let's can we help ourselves here? How many of us, because I know quite a number of us are keeping quiet, but it's not the best. This is a class, this is a training, it's not essential, it's not really a lecture. So I expect us to communicate, but a number of us are doing it and just keeping quiet. Can I know from your end, what do you think? Do you understand? Are there specific, so that he knows where to, touch again? It's just only one person who is talking. Some of us are shying away as if, I mean, you paid for this, right? That's why you're here, to learn it. We don't want to confuse you. It's actually very simple, but if you don't get it, it can start looking like it's something that is very strange. So are there specifics? Is it like you don't understand the whole thing, or how the commands? Because if you notice, it's just two commands that he's ran, ARM hyphen, and then it populates, and then you just add your resources. So if it's storage, if you type storage there, storage comes up. It's that simple, right? So it's just two commands basically. That's ARM, and then the other one ARMP. Every other thing is just filling it up. So let's know, is it what is the problem? Is it that you don't understand the concept? Or so I want us to talk. Cheesy, are you okay? Is it clear? Or which area do you want us to go over again?
This
Can
one,
everybody unmute now? Let me start hearing you. The way we are all keeping quiet, it's like.
I think I need to share my screen so that they can learn from my
No,
site.
it's not sharing screen now. I'm asking, do you understand it? It's not just sharing the screen. I want to know who
Please, let's talk. If we are to move forward, we move forward. To me,
yeah.
I need him to go through it again. That's from my own end. I don't know from others.
No problem. Like I said, it's not a problem. But when you say go over it again, is it like, do you understand the concept first? That's the first thing I want us to solve. Do you understand the why? All right, why ARM templates? And then before we look at going over it again.
Well, just to try to break the ice, I understand the background of why we're doing the ARM templates, which is to make reduce repetition of going to the portal and repeating stuff, especially if you have to do multiple of the same thing. This is a way of getting it done in a faster way, less stressful, and if it is tracked, it shows that you are doing it in a professional manner. The other thing I would say is that yeah, we are following what he is doing. Like I downloaded the ham template, so when he finished going through it, I tried to open I guess the thing did not load well or something, so I had to close the visual code and reopen it again. So I'm actually following. Yeah. So I think everyone is just trying to be sure they understand without feeling embarrassed or anything like that. So it's not like we have a problem with what he's doing. That's my opinion anyways.
In my own case, I didn't join on time. So I didn't really want to drag others back because of that. I was in that waiting room for a long time. I had to write in the group that I was
There's
there.
actually no waiting room. There's no waiting room. Once you click join, it joins. So there's no waiting room.
No, I don't know if I was a wrong link, but I know I clicked and I wasn't let in. So I had to go back again and do that. So I didn't want to drag people back with that. I felt maybe I can go back. But since others are not also getting it, I think maybe we should just go back over it again.
The room is actually open. So from 6:50, the room has been open. So once you click join, it lets you in automatically. So going over it is not a problem, but what I would want us to do is, how many of us already have downloaded you've gone to extensions just like Sammy actually showed? How many of us have downloaded that ARM template extension on VS Code? I know
I have downloaded it.
Have we all downloaded it?
Yeah, we have
I did.
downloaded.
Who has not downloaded it, please? This is where I want us to. We can't be keeping quiet and then expect us to believe or assume that you're fine. So is there anyone who has not downloaded it? If you have not, go to extensions on VS Code and try to download it. So I'll, Sam, please, boss, just go over it again. Maybe this time around, use storage account. All right. Let's just see how we can create a storage account using, try to maybe keep it just storage account only. Let's show how you can use template to create storage accounts, and then we test, and then let's see, and then everybody can try. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to, but one question: do we all know how to create files and folders?
Yes, like I was able to create the file. I already created a template folder. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you also know
the
how
folder and the file?
If you want to create another, so for instance, we have this folder, right? You know, you can have folder inside folder, right?
Sure.
You know.
Yes.
Okay. So, because why I'm asking that question is sometimes this may just be the name of the project you are working on. Now, if you are working on this project and
Olude, please mute your microphone. Thank you.
You can just come here and create another folder here and call it parameters. Sorry. Right? Then,
yes.
if you have this, all your parameter files are going to be inside here. Like this one like this one we have here. I can just put it inside here. I hope you know how to move. So this is already inside here. You see it? Now, if you want to, this is the project name. And this, if we, now, let's say this is the template. Maybe you have multiple resources you want to create. Now, I can move this inside my template because that is my template file. I can move them inside here, right? I mean, here. Sorry, I created this folder inside the parameters.
Yeah, we understand what you're saying.
So you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So now, I'm just going to delete this. It's going to remove everything from there. Okay. So I'm going to we can still leave this way, but what I'm trying to achieve is making sure you know how to create all this, right? Okay, so let's go back to the so let's go back to the storage account. So I want to create a storage account inside this folder. We can call it any name, storage account. .json. So as soon as you put this period JSON, you have this. Anytime you see this, just know that this is a JSON file. Okay, so the first thing I did was I typed ARM. If you type it, it will give you all these options. Now I'm going to take this first one. Remember, I told you that I don't need this for now. Therefore, I'm going to get rid of what I don't need at the moment. So where are we going to create our resources?
The parameters?
No, sir.
So we are going to create our storage account, right?
In the resource group, if I'm right.
The resources.
Resource group, yeah.
Not a resource group here. This is not resource group.
The resources.
Yeah, so whatever we are creating, whether it's key vault or whether it's virtual machine, whether it's any resource you want to create in Azure is inside this box, resources, this box that you're going to have the template. Please note that. So if I do enter, I can now say storage account. If you just type, you can see I didn't even complete it, and it's giving me this. It's giving me blob. If I want to just create storage blob, it's giving me this, right? So I'm going to choose this. Now, any question? Now, what I want to do, I want to copy this. What? Sorry. I think so I want to copy this and go to Azure. I've not changed anything here. I have not.
So we understand? Sorry, I don't know if it's a network that is breaking. Sorry, I don't know.
My own?
I think it's from its end.
Okay. So are we able to understand how we got here at this point?
Yes.
What I understood is that you typed ARM and it functions variable resources, output, and the rest. But your network was breaking. That's the reason why I don't
It's not my own. It's
understand
your
the
own.
rest of this.
I'm going to remove it and do it again, but it's not my network. So I'm still inside the resources, right? So I'm going to do storage account. If it's virtual machine, we can do virtual machine, but I'm going to just take it simple because storage account is one of the simplest resource we can provision in Azure. So I will just do storage. ST is giving me the options. This is what I want. I just want this one, right? So when I click on this, it populates and gives me this. So if I decide to just copy this the way it is now and go to that custom deployment, remember, I've not changed anything. So if we come to this point and decide to do this, right? I didn't change anything. I've not changed anything. Let's save this. If you want me to create this, I will create it the way it is now. But what we want you to understand is how to use the template file as well as the parameter file. Now, some companies will want you to have your template files, your parameter files, and still have some shared files, shared template files. Most times what they want, it depends on what the company wants, right? So you may still have more folders. It depends on what the company wants, like I said. So you may have many other folders here, but the point is knowing what you want to do, what you are about to achieve. You want to make things easy for yourself. That's why you are using templates. So to me, I wouldn't want anyone to tell me to go and create 5 virtual machines using Azure Portal. If you ask me to do that, I will do it 5 days, 1 each day. When you ask me in the morning, I will tell you I created 1. But if you tell me to create it and I have the option of AMP templates, why will I use why will I do that? I wouldn't want to do that on GUI. Now, the reason why we are using parameters, like Chris said before, is because we want to reuse these templates. We don't want somebody else to come into the company and start writing this code again from scratch or getting this stuff set up from scratch. So the only thing that person can just effect is the changes he can always effect is on the parameters. Does that make sense?
Yes. So my question would be, just to clarify, so if we're doing a storage account now, if we're making any change to the parameters, that would be because we are creating a different resource. Is that right?
If we are going to make any changes, maybe we are going to have parameter values, right? We are having it because we want to reuse this templates. So whenever we want to reuse it, the only thing we will do is just to go to that parameters. Don't touch your template file. Go to the parameters and make the changes.
Great.
Maybe the storage account name was Korode the first time you created it. Now, when you want to create it again, go back to your parameter file and put somewhere there. That is just the changes you want to make, because they said, okay, create storage account, the name should be Korede. Then the next time, our boss, Chris, will tell, go and create another storage account and name it Samuel. So you don't need to do anything on your template file.
Yeah, it makes it's very clear now.
Okay. So now, if you come to this place.
Yeah, sorry, sir. Before you proceed, thank you, sir. Please, I want everybody to ask your questions anywhere you are not clear, please, so that you follow along. Now, just before he creates the parameter, he already did something which I liked by taking you. I think you copied this code to the portal, but you didn't create it.
Yeah.
Now, can anybody look at this code now and this template? If we decide to create this thing now, what will be the name of the storage account? Who can guess?
Storage account 1.
Storage account 1.
Exactly. You know why, right? Because that command we did, populated the name as storage account 1. Do you get it? Now, it's if you look down at on line 15, right, you still see the display name as what? Storage account 1. So the parameters now, so let's assume, because he has actually said something now that I really, really like. So say, for instance, you now want to, they ask you to create five storage accounts. You don't want to be tampering with your templates. Let's assume every other thing remains the same, like the SKU and the tier, right? So let's assume those ones remains the same. The only thing you want to change is the name. So what you just do, you parameterize the name. Are you getting it? So that's where we have the concept of parameters. So you are just saying, okay, I'm okay with this template in this resource, but because the name is going to be changing, I'm going to add something around it and say, this is the name of this parameter. Do you understand it now? So this is how we create parameters, so the next thing he wants to do, I believe now, is we now remove that name as storage account 1 and then create a parameter and then pass that parameter inside of that place such that the code remains the same. The only thing that will change going forward will be the parameter. Right.
So instead of just changing the name from line 11, we use parameters to change the name instead of going straight to line 11 and editing the name. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So that we can now create an abstraction. So the next abstraction will now create another parameter file. So it's possible that in the lifespan of your organization, this particular template will not be touched. The only thing that you keep changing from time to time becomes the parameter file. Do you get it?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So with that, you can now even maybe let me not talk about it now, and that's where we are going to next week when we start creating pipelines. You see how we can use multiple parameter files with just one template, and we'll use all of them to create one resource with different names. So let's assume this storage account, we can now have 5 parameters. Let's assume we want to create 5 storage account names, 5 storage accounts. We'll just create different parameter files with the day names and reference them to these templates. And then you run it once, it creates 5 accounts for you. As against just going to the portal to create, like Sammy was actually showing us, create 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 like that. It will be very stressful. Any other questions so that he can proceed?
Yes, please. Thanks for all these explanations from both of you. My questions, the first one is this. Now, we copy what you have in template to the parameters, right?
What do you mean we copy? Which side? Where are you referencing?
As in, he created this parameter, I mean, template first.
This is the template now we are creating.
Okay. So, and what you just did is typed in the, what's it called, the storage.
How many resources do we have in this template now? Let me know if you're following.
How many resources?
Yes,
just
do
one.
we have in this template?
Just one.
And what's the name of the resource?
The storage account one.
Exactly. The name of the resource is storage account, right?
Yeah.
So let's assume we want to add another resource, virtual machine. It becomes 2 resources. Do you get it?
Yeah,
so
okay.
parameter can be, so parameter is just any number of things you feel that is going to be changing over time.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Mm-hmm.
So anything you feel that is going to be changing over time, then you want to parameterize that thing. Are you getting it? So he just added virtual machine, and you see how you remember when you create a virtual machine, it comes with storage, right? These subnets. So you see that's what just happened now.
Yes.
So that's why we don't want to use it as an example, because some of us will just sleep while on the lecture. Do you understand? So we're taking it simple, Sam, if you can just remove it. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so you see, so let's assume this queue is going to be changing. You can decide to parameterize this queue. Do you understand it? But for now, the only thing we know that is going to be changing while we are creating this thing now is just the storage account name. And that's why he's going to go ahead and create a parameter to hold that value.
Okay.
Right. Any other question? Are we all clear now? Mr. Henry, are you here? Are you clear now? Is it making sense now?
I'm here. Yeah.
Is it making sense, sir?
I'm here. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I'm following.
This is your answer.
I'm getting it. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Thank you.
All right. So let's you can continue, sir.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to turn on my video. Okay. So thanks, Chris. I hope we are able to understand this. If you're able to understand this one, then you can handle anything that is about AMP templates. Whether is complicated, the complication is when you look at it that way. But if you're not seeing it as a complicated code, this is code though, or it's readable, right? So if you are not seeing it that way, then you'll be able to do more with it. And it's very important that you have errors. I mean, when you are doing this kind of thing, please pray for errors, plenty of it, so that you'll be able to understand it. If you don't have errors, then you may not learn more. Okay, so I'm going to add the parameters now. When you type new, it brings all this for us, but this is what we need for now. So let's say, what do we name the storage account? Okay, I'll say, okay, 1, right? Then you come down to display to here first and put the parameter there. So you see, I just put P and I'm having all these options. can easily pick what I want. And you see, it's also giving me the option. That's what I have here. I'll do the same here, but for now, I'm just going to, I hope I'm not running again. Okay, so now, just like Chris said before, you can change this. It depends on what your company wants. You can change this to standard LRLs. Who knows what this means? LRS. Who knows what?
I think it means local redundant storage.
Thank you. So you can change this if you want. If the company wants you to change it, if they want to use this one, you use this queue and all. So then so we are good here. If we still want to do the same for the parameter, we'll come back to this place. And so I'm going to clean this. We don't need this one. This goes to this, and this goes. This one closure. So you see, if you just need to follow this one and this one. This opens here and closes here. This one opens here and closes here. This one opens here and closes here. If it's not like that, you have issues. Okay, so the storage account name is oh, sorry. So let's say the value is STMS. Okay. Do we understand this part? Any questions? Okay, no questions. So let's get this again. Let's grab this and go back to the custom deployment. I'm going to edit. This is what I copied before and pasted here. I'm going to replace it now because we made some changes. We made a few changes. So you can see. So how managed do you have this? You are the one creating your form, like I said before. You see? If you go into this, if you go here, I'm going to duplicate this and take you to storage accounts. One moment. Storage accounts. Create storage accounts. So you see the name. This is, you see, storage account name. Instead of having this, now see what we are having. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to also edit my, you can see we don't have anything here. We can actually put name here, like you used to do when you're creating it in a Azure form, their own form. Usually you come here and put the name, but because we have a parameter file, right? We can now, when I edit it, let me grab that, what we have there. It's this. So when you have null, you see the value, it's null, nothing is there. Now I want to put something there. I said, I can even type it here, but if you want me, I can just replace it with what I have so that we don't have any confusion. We have STMS. I will save this. You see, the name is taken off, but you can see it's inside here. So since the name is taken, you know, I won't be able to create it. So, but we can change this name. Let me go and change the name to 100 and save it. So we can create this storage account. Do you want me to create it?
Yes.
That's coming from you.
So while this is going on, can I ask a question?
Go on, sir.
My expectation actually was that on the templates and the initial page, that when we used Corridor one, that was going to be the name of the storage account. But apparently I just realized that it's more like we are creating a form to be filled with the templates.
Yes. And so the display name is going to be this.
The value.
Yeah. That's the display name. That's the name you will see as the storage account name. While this name shows this is what it carries. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just
I think I get where you're coming from, and that's because that name Corridor one, you are assuming it should be a value instead of a key, right? So that parameter should have been something more descriptive.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, I understand everything that was done. It's just when we were doing it, I was expecting that, okay, when we created the account, so when the form came up and I saw Corridor one, I was like, let me see where this is going.
Yeah. So exactly. So that what you put there. So it now. So I think that also answers the question as to how to create a parameter. So you should make the parameter to describe the value you are going to be expecting. Do you understand? Because like we gave that name Corridor one. Remember, the name we are looking for is actually the name of a storage account. Is it not? The Corridor one is now replacing storage account name. So that should have been the right name we would have given it.
So sometimes when you are filling out this form, there's a place you do description. Like the next one should be, maybe you put the description. Sometimes you can even add default. Let this be the default whatever name. So you can add all those. Chris, am I correct?
Yeah, when you
Very
started
correct.
it, there was a column for description, I think.
Yeah,
We just
yeah.
deleted it.
Yes, so you can add the description saying this is what this is all about and all, right? We are trying to make it simple. That's why I didn't include that.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure, go on.
All right, thank you. Yeah. Now what we just did, it was deployed into East 2. Can we choose the location with this arms template?
Yeah, okay. So all the details, you can actually have everything here on your templates. So sometimes some companies, they use PowerShell scripts to reference mostly the resource group, the tags and all, right? You can also add all those information here. You can even call, you can from this your script call an existing resource group. So you tell this resource group that, hey, I'm coming to you, I'm going to deploy all these things to you. Does that make sense? So you can say, okay, this should be in this resource group. Sorry, this should be in this region. You can even add zones. For instance, sorry?
On this page?
You can do more with this. What we are not trying to confuse you, just like Chris said before. If I use VM, some of us are going to be sleeping. So it's important to understand this part. When you understand this part, you'll be able to do more with it.
Okay, is this something we can know how to change the location or region?
Yeah, yeah. So it's very, I think that the answer is simple. If you look at line 21, you see the location, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you can actually parameterize that. That's what Sam is saying. You can parameterize that and put it up there so that you can be changing it.
Okay.
Do you understand? Everything you see in this particular code can be changed, right? So if you want to just do that, you can just select that. But if you look at line 21, it's just saying deploy this thing in the location of the resource group.
Okay.
Do you understand? But if you want to also tweak that further so that it gives you other options, you can also do that as well. You're not tied to it.
Okay.
So George, if you could share your screen and do this the same way I did it. If you like storage account or app service and web app, you can do it so that we'll look at it that you've been able to understand what we are doing. Another thing is being able to understand the concept of what you're doing. This is okay. Korede, he said before he's been able to understand that it's a way to automate your deployment to make sure that you don't have to continue going to the portal, doing everything there, right? Being able to understand this is why we're using code. This is why we're using code. Do you understand? So I would want you to do it. Share your screen. If somebody else can share his screen, because you have to understand this.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see my screen.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay.
Maximize.
So go. This is VS Code.
Yeah, maximize it, please.
Okay. So I open a folder. I mean, yeah.
So learn to create a folder on your command line. Learn it.
From
Yes.
terminal.
Mhm.
From here?
Yes, sir. So do PWD, right? Can you, yeah. Let's see where you are. Enter. Okay. So can you do mkdir? dir, I, not E.
Okay.
Space. Okay, give it a name.
For the folder?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Enter. Okay, so do code space period. Enter.
No. No, go back there.
It's taking you somewhere else. Sorry.
Go back there.
Okay.
Go back there. So you need to CD into that folder first before you code in.
Yeah. Enter into do CD space str that folder name.
Okay, str slash folder.
Okay, you can now do your code period.
Oh, okay.
Maximize it. Maximize the.
So I'm in that folder now. Oh my God.
Yes.
So I now create a file here, right?
Yeah. Do you have have you been able to install?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay. So go to the file. Create file. Create file. You don't have to go there. You have that plus there.
This one?
The first one.
Okay, this one.
Yeah.
So which extension now did you use?
Oh. Sorry.
So what you do is go back to that file. Go back to the file. Right click it. Then go down. You see, yeah, rename it. Period. Put period. JSON.
JSON.
Enter. Okay. So how will you know that this is a template file? No, naming it like this. If you put down, oh, yes, go on.
Terminal.
Let's
go. No.
Just go and rename that file, please. Rename it as template.json. That's
file.
Use names that are descriptive. So it's template.json.
Okay.
Enter.
Just so that you can know what you used it for.
Yeah, okay.
You know. Yeah.
That place you're seeing line one, go there.
Okay.
Go there and click there. Type ARM You can see it, the first one.
So I'll delete output.
If you like, you can leave it. If you don't, you can move it. Just know that where you are focusing on right now is your resources and parameters.
Yeah, okay. So I'll go to my resources.
Yeah.
I want to create a storage.
Do enter.
I put enter?
Just do enter. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. You can type storage now.
Okay.
This your VS Code is still loading. It's not showing. So, but you can go to clean that storage. Clean it. Do let's see if it's not bringing anything. It's still loading. So so you can check you know, the first place I showed you where your ARM template outline is.
At this place.
Come down to the bottom.
This way.
Yes. That arrow beside it, just click on it to expand it. So can you see where you have resources? I think it should be the last one.
Go up first. Click that your storage folder up there. Click that, close your storage folder. So that go up to your left hand side up where you have the file and the
this one.
Yeah, just click the storage to close. Yeah. So you can see everything now.
Oh, okay.
Check resources. Click on the plus button, the plus.
This is another way he's showing you now how to create this thing. So you can actually create it directly from here.
Okay.
You can now type storage, so look for it. Yeah, the first one. Okay. So go up, scroll up. There's something you need to scroll
up. Sorry, just a minute.
Scroll up, sir.
Yes, I want to do it. I want to remove this one.
Okay. So remove that arm that is there. Okay. Start working. We'll be looking at you. If you ask questions, we'll answer.
So I'll do parameters now.
It has showed you this thing now, that option.
Oh, okay. Sir.
So you see where you have description.
Yes.
That's that same question.
I want to use the church. I leave some minutes to 7. Let me see that. I leave very early.
Can you mute yourself, please?
Where is your house? I would have let me use my own chair. But
admin, please mute the
description. I want to give it name here, right? Storage.
That's not where you give the name. You give it, that place you have parameters, parameter 1.
Yeah, okay.
So description is, you are saying this is why you have this here, right?
So what can I put in the parameter in the description?
It's now your responsibility to know what you want to say. It's not me that will tell you what you want to describe.
What you are trying to create.
Yes.
It's social accounts.
Yes.
That I put it the other time.
So why we are getting it, what you're doing is correct, but I think you should give it descriptive names. Names are very important. Now, if you look at your line 5, no, leave that.
Okay.
What parameter are you creating? The parameter you're creating is a parameter to hold the storage account name, right?
Yes.
So change that Okoti1 to storage account name. Do you understand? Let the parameter be descriptive so that the essence of reusability is so that if somebody needs to use it tomorrow, the person look at it and say, okay, storage account name. Oh, this is where I need to enter my storage account name. Do you understand it?
Okay.
So it's better that way, because if you use that name you use now, it will not. No, the name of the parameter should be storage account name. Or I'm just trying to tell you.
Okay.
Something descriptive, because this is what will appear where the person will fill in the name. So give it something descriptive.
Storage account name, do it together.
So here I can just say probably like
with that, I don't even think you need a description anymore.
Exactly. So if you want to add the name of description, you just be enter a string value to hold the name of your storage account, but it's not necessary. If you have the parameter name that is descriptive, you don't need a description.
Okay.
That's the essence of doing it right.
Okay. So I should remove this one. Then I'll change this one to I think this is supposed to pop up on its own.
Yeah, your ARM template did not load very well. So that's why you're not getting help. So you are stuck. So, but use the square bracket, remove it, you put square bracket first.
Okay.
I see if it will come up.
Square brackets.
Then put parameter. Then put brackets. Open bracket, not close brackets.
Okay.
Why are you editing that one again now?
So my hand is faster than me.
Go and remove that last one you put there. It's already causing problem. So you see, it's giving you storage account name. So you just select that. So line 22 also, you also want to change it.
Okay.
You're copying it wrongly. You should copy everything inside a double quotes, or you go and type it properly.
Line 20. Okay, this one. So I will save now.
I think what you want to do is to test it. So the idea of what you want to do is to see if this is a valid template. If it's a valid template, then you can go ahead and proceed. And you did not copy it properly. You need to copy that last bracket.
Is there?
You've not you've not highlighted that last one up. So always use Control A to copy everything. Control A highlights all, then you Control C. So it's safer that way. So you can now test and see if that thing comes up.
Custom. Custom deployment. I'm looking for it.
You have your search bar on top now. Why are you looking for it?
Do templates. Okay. Go down, marketplace, under marketplace.
Okay, this one?
Yes.
Create, build one. Save.
So do you see the name there on the left-hand side is what you actually give it?
Yes.
So if I'm to use it, like if you send this to me now, I can just use it. I'll pass in the name here. Do you get it?
Okay.
Yeah. So do you see that this is very easy to create? So it means if you create a template, right, you just pass in the values and create that resource. Do you get it? So it's easy. Let's assume this is a virtual machine now we did. The only thing, you remember how many steps you need to go through to create a virtual machine on the portal, right?
Yes.
But if you use a template, it's only the things you give as parameters that you need to fill here.
Okay.
Do you understand it? So it makes your work very, very easy.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you, sir. So
stop sharing.
Any other person? Is there any other person having issues that want to share?
to somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, I just shared my own. I don't know if you are seeing mine.
Yeah, I'm seeing. Okay, so what go to that resources. You don't have to go there. You can just type there. Yeah. You can stay on line 8. Stay on line 8, then type anything you want to create there. Yeah, you can see storage. The first one. Okay, go on.
So what do I need to what's the next step?
So you were not paying attention Sunday.
I was, but my network, I don't know. I think I have a network problem. It was cracking. It was just fluctuating.
So you were not paying attention. That's what it means.
No, I was paying attention. They asked him to go to where he can bring out the resources. So and where they asked him to enter. So that was when I started having some network problem. Although I've been having network issue, I thought that was even your network. I never knew that it's mine.
So can you go to parameters? Parameters. Oh. Enter. New. Enter. See that stuff here. Click on it. Yeah. So that parameters, you can do storage account name. What did you do?
I tried to like.
Please undo that thing. Control Z. Control Z. That is the storage account name. You see where your distraction is coming from. Okay, so come down to where you see name. Do parameters, but you have to use a block, bracket.
Do I need to clean it first before I use the block bracket?
You can clean it. Then put a block, open and close it. Open and close block bracket. I said block. You know the one that is block, right?
Apps.
block bracket.
After letter P on your keyboard.
Yes, that's where it is.
Yeah, yeah, that is what I did. I pressed through. Then after the letter P on my keyboard,
You did.
Don't put
click
control.
on
Don't
it.
put control.
You
don't
did.
need
Oh,
control.
okay.
Don't put control.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I think one of you should guide him. That's the best learner. So I don't have to be telling him what.
Parameters.
Let somebody else do it.
So that the name
Select
is
the
coming up.
parameters.
The name is there now.
Yes. Open normal bracket now.
See at the back of the P.
No, right where your cursor is after the parameters.
After the S.
Inside the big bracket, not outside.
Sorry, big bracket.
Yeah, right there in front of the S. Click on it and then open normal bracket.
Good evening, please. I have a question.
So type the first STRO and they should bring up the option for you.
ST.
Using the storage account name. So
Hello.
I don't think you have the right
you need to put
bracket.
a colon after the brackets. Colon after the bracket. And type the storage.
Right.
It's the single colon, not the double.
The main issue is that the bracket is not the right bracket. It should be the one after shift 9, not
Yeah.
these brackets.
Please, can I ask a question?
Use shift 9 to open brackets. And then,
9, okay.
Then see the storage and just click enter. Yeah, okay. I think you can take off the square bracket outside the other bracket. The one right outside the circular. No, not that one.
Which one are you talking about?
The one after parameter.
Do Control Z twice, it will bring them back.
You're
The
running to
bracket right after parameter. I don't think it should be there. The one you need is the second bracket, the blue one. The purple one, I don't think you need that one. Yeah, delete the purple bracket. Then on the other side too. Okay, so inside the bracket, you can now put the storage account name.
make sure you use the quotes.
The colon. Sorry. A quotes.
Use a single quote there, please.
Something like this.
Single quote. That's double one. You can see your
Yeah.
storage. Click on it.
Nice.
Do the same thing on the display name. Someone wanted to ask question.
I was the one,
Okay.
but I already figured that. Like, I came in late, so I was like, I heard when you said you should download the ARM extension, so I started installing it already.
Okay. So when we are done with this one, you can do that if you're okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, using the wrong bracket again. Use the bracket on shift 9. No. Shift. Is that it? Can't see it. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, just click on that. So now you can copy everything from this page. From the last line on under 33, you can click on Control A. So copy. You can Control C or right click and copy or Control C.
Yeah, I've copied with Control C.
So now you go to your Azure portal. So you're looking for custom template. Custom template. CUSTOM. You can see template deployment under marketplace. You can click on that. It's loaded. Hold on. Okay, so now you click on build your own template in the editor. Yep. So click in that box and take out everything there. Control A and delete it. Everything, including that line too. And then paste on line 1 and paste everything you. Line 33, delete it. Save. Something is wrong. Your file is not .json. I don't know. Mr. Sam.
Yeah, go. Okay. Let's see.
Hold on.
Just wait. Wait. What? Okay. So click on that your code. Let's see. Click on the code.
In the
Click
code.
in there. Click
Just
somewhere
click
there.
there. Click somewhere there.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I think we need to check the error that he's saying.
Yeah, I know why he's seeing that. He's seeing that error. Go to line 16. Yeah, click on that. Just go to in front that. Go to that name in front of that line. That's okay. Chris is showing you already. You need to go and adjust all those things. All those things you were the one that did it, so you need to change it. It's not, those things are not properly arranged. Go to line 15 and adjust it. Click at back of that coil bracket. Back. Your click on your space bar. Go on, please. You are running too fast. Just at that place you see your your resources. That place you can see, yeah, that place, leave it there. Then go to line 16. In front of that name, that's a double quote. Do the same thing you did on that distance. Think you
The first thing on that line.
You need to format that your distance. No. Go to the next. Well, can't you see?
Click on home. Click home on your keyboard.
I should click on what on my keyboard?
Press home, the home key on your keyboard.
Okay.
So now space.
You messed all those.
Is it okay here?
No, it's not. You messed all those things up. You need to complete from that line to where you have to 28. You need to touch those lines.
Okay, sorry, I'm interrupting. Does the template, the file name, does it have anything to do with the response you are getting? Because I'm looking at his name, it's templates.json. Could that be the problem too?
No. It doesn't
think so.
It doesn't have anything to do with it. So the issue he has now is on these templates, the code. He didn't format this code because just templates, it has a format, and this is not properly formatted. That's why. That's why he's having that issue. So wait, let me see. Let me see if there's a way you can format it. There should be a way. Chris, can you highlight from let's see if that will work, Sha. Highlight from 16 to 28. Highlight from 16, line 16 to 28. Then right click on it. Right click on that highlighted part here. Can you do format selection? Let's see. I'm not sure if that will work. If it didn't work, then you do a okay. Copy it again and go back. Copy the whole of this, copy all of them and go back to that this thing. Let's go and try again.
Control A and then copy.
Okay. Go back to Azure Portal.
Control A and delete everything here.
Delete this one online.
Control A and delete it to take off
ahead. So go back to one and paste that
paste.
stuff. You have to allow or a block. So this is your Chrome. You need to update it. So just paste that in there.
Try to paste it mostly.
Okay, go to that start. See this start. Open it. Open your browser again, please. See, go to your right where you have your name. You see a star under that's your name. Star under your name. No, that's not where you have your name. At the right-hand side, you can see that star there. Click on it.
The X to close that.
Yes, that's what I mean. Do the build again. Build your own template in editor. Clean this up. And paste that again. Paste it. Still have it. You should be able to paste it. Allow it, please.
You might need to copy it
So
again
copy
from
that thing. Go back and copy it. I'm not sure if you did copy that stuff.
Use Control C, Control C.
Just do Control C.
Yeah, that's what I did. So Control V.
And paste.
Let's see.
Save it. Let's see if you have some error again. So if when your file is not properly formatted, you have that error.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are developers, I think you should know this. So I think you are good, right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So if you want to create it, you can go ahead and create. So
Let's stop sharing.
yeah, so we have one person that wanted to ask a question that joined late. I can just show you how to get the extension, then we'll close for the day.
Yes, I was the one.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to. Okay, let me share my screen.
Yeah, please.
I'll be downloading this since it's not. I don't know it's my network.
Try trying to
I think
download.
that's it.
Is your network off?
It's been long. I've been downloading it.
So close this, close it, just close it, close the whole VS Code and open it again. You open the, how many did you open?
No, I have some files there before, so let me just.
All those things will be dragging your system. Try and open it again. Let's see. Okay, so go to the extension. Let's see.
Okay, extension.
Try it. You can try it there. You don't need to open another one. Just go to this extension. Install. It's taking a long time.
I guess the networks.